We interrupt our regular programming to bring you this special Cool Oldies 1450 sports presentation.
To his right, kicks the corner, open left wing, three is good for the freshman Rivera. Beautiful ball move, they the lead for Washington is down to one. Linton, and is knocked off the right leg of Rivera out of bounds, Lions basketball.
The hand-eye coordination to make that kind of play on a pass. Darius Eubanks knocked it out of the air into the knee of the Oakdale player for the turnover.
Takes a pick from Linton, rubs off it on the middle. Now drives with the right hand. Johnson comes over to help. Back up and in. Fires straight to the right. A recast on lead is 6, and that might be the backbreaker.
That young man has taken over here in the fourth quarter.
And welcome, basketball fans. This is the best week in high school basketball in the state of Maryland, the regional playoffs. We get to do a game every night of the week, Brian. And tonight we're at Urbana High School, where the Frederick Cadets come in as the 3rd seed to face off against the Urbana Hawks, the 2nd seed in the 4A West Region 1 semifinal. And it's going to be a good one, Brian.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really hard to beat somebody 3 times. And Urbana's taking care of Frederick. And I say taking care of, they only beat them the one game by 2, 63-61.
Yep.
So you know that's in the back of Frederick's mind. You know they know what each other's going to do. But I just think overall of the pressure that I believe that Frederick's going to apply in the backcourt on their ball handlers and not let them get any easy looks on the 3-point behind the arc. And I think they're going to make them drive to the bucket. And they got the big 6'5" fellow in there on J.J. Addison that's just going to take up space.
Yeah, averaging 24.5 a game with 7 rebounds, and he's an athlete, 6'5". You'll actually see him on the perimeter driving and shooting. Just a terrific athlete. Him combined with Monte Hill, they lead the offense. They combined for 35 of Frederick's 60 points they average per game, those 2 individuals.
Yeah,
so clearly they're going to be the ones that Urbana has to figure out how to stop.
Yeah, and Monte Hill, junior, coach's son, so you know his basketball IQ's through the roof. So trying to stop or contain him is going to be difficult. He probably knows that team as well as his dad does inside and out. And what a luxury to have a floor general on the floor. So Urbana's going to have their work cut out for them. I'm not saying they can't win the game. Like I said, they've already beaten them twice. But it's very difficult to beat somebody 3 times. It can be done. You've done it. I've done it when we were the number 1 seed, and it was always scary. I was never more scared in my life when I had to play Smithsburg again for the 3rd time, and we only beat them 2. We beat them both times before that, but it was only by 2. But then we blew them out. But the kids got to come out and know that.
Yeah, and Urbana has to come out here knowing they're going to get the Cadets' best game of the season. And Frederick Cadets and Coach Monte Hill has been building to this through the course of the season. They have been improving, and the only games they've lost in the calendar year of 2025, they being the Cadets, were to these Urbana Hawks. And as you talked about, it was a 2-point loss and a 5-point loss. So we know how that ball could bounce the other way very easily. But credit Urbana and Coach David Cromer for building this team. They lost a lot of talent from last year's squad, and they kind of remade themselves. They're a 3-point shooting squad.
Yeah.
We were talking before we went on air here about the number of 3-point field goal attempts. This team has shot 551 3-point shots this season compared to 720 shots inside the arc.
Yeah.
unbelievable. So, and we know how this game's going to go. They're going to live and die on that three-point shot. They have 4 guys, they being the Hawks, that shoot above 30% from behind the arc. So it's not like you can just face guard one player, take one player away from the outside. They got 4, and we'll go through those through the course of the game, who they are, starting lineups, and that type of stuff. So we're going to take a quick break now before they start the introductions and the national anthem. We'll be back for the opening tip. Stay with us. You're listening to high school basketball on Cool Oldies, 1450 AM WTHU.
Therapy Centers. Our goal is to provide you with a customized treatment plan using advanced physical therapy and occupational therapy methods and technology. With offices conveniently located in Thurmont and throughout Frederick County, Amber Hill Therapy Centers specializes in sports injuries and sports rehab, back pain, post-surgical rehab, and more. We accept all major insurance plans. Amber Hill Therapy Centers treats patients of all ages who receive care from our highly skilled therapists and staff. For more information on Amber Hill Therapy Centers, check out our website at amberhillpt.com. Amber Hill Therapy Centers, where the patients come first.
Amber Hill Therapy Center is a proud sponsor of Frederick County High School athletics on the radio.
Thurmont Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Ha! Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen's owners, Sherry and Rob, recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable, with something for everyone. Check them out today. Thurmont Country Kitchen is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
Everyone in Thurmont knows and respects Dr. John Hageman at Center of Life Chiropractic and his wife Marcia at Center of Life Pilates for their many years of helping people in need and for the wonderful ways they give back to their community through scholarship and fundraising efforts. Center of Life is located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. For information or to check out their schedule, go online to centeroflife.us today. That's Center of Life Chiropractic and Pilates. Make an adjustment to your life today. Our local American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont is amazing. Not only do they support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events. And be sure to say thank you for supporting our local community. And don't you forget to say thank you every time you see them for their selfless sacrifice in military service to our country. Thanks, American Legion Post 168. We salute you.
Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center passionately believes that what they do enriches people's lives emotionally and physically. Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center is not just a therapeutic massage center, but it is a collaboration of the healing arts using Reiki, sound, movement, art, and more. Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center are people who care. Nerve or orthopedic issues, back and neck pain? Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center can help you. Enjoy luxurious treatment with amazing results at Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center. And by the way, they are looking for experienced therapists who are skilled in the healing arts to join their team today. Just check out the website, catoctinmountainmassage.com. That's Catoctin, MTN, massage.com to connect with them today.
Everyone in Thurmont knows and respects Dr. John Hageman at Center of Life Chiropractic and his wife Marcia at Center of Life Pilates for their many years of helping people in need and for the wonderful ways they give back to their community through scholarship and fundraising efforts. Center of Life is located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. For information or to check out their schedule, go online to centeroflife.us today. That's Center of Life Chiropractic and Pilates. Make an adjustment to your life today.
And we're back here at Urbana High School, ready for tip-off. Starting lineup for the visiting cadets. Number 3, Elijah Palmer. Number 10, Amonte Hill Jr. Number 12, Brandon Dykes Jr. Number 23, Osborne Ihana. And number 24, J.J. Addison. For the Urbana Hawks, Diego Oriana. Number 2, number 4, Keith Mazinga. Number 10, Tristan Thompson. Number 11, Sean Powell, and number 23, Mason Johnson. All seniors, Coach Burdett, starting for the Urbana Hawks.
Yeah, that'll help him for an early good start.
Opening tip, out of bounds, off the cadets, will be Urbana Hawks' first possession of the ball game. Man-to-man defense by the cadets on the Hawks. And their first steal and takeaway, Addison the breakaway and the finish. Great defensive play on that very opening possession. Number 3, Elijah Palmer, getting the steal and the assist. All kinds of pressure, everybody's in there tight. And another turnover forced by the cadets defense.
Yeah, that pressure we were talking about that we thought they would bring. Nobody's open. Little pitter-patter, nervous feet on the part of Urbana, which you wouldn't think that with having all those seniors.
Yeah, and having played and defeated this same cadets team twice this year. Addison, three-point shot off the mark. Cleared by Mason Johnson of the Hawks, and then in the front court, Sean Powell. Sean Powell, senior, averages just under 16 points a game. Great outside shooter. In the lane, little mid-range jump shot off the mark and cleared by the cadets. Amonte Hill looks to his father, the head coach, Amonte Hill Sr., for the play. A little weave action out front. Dribble drive, great lane, and it falls. Number 12, Brandon Dykes. Left-handed layup. Quickly to the other end. The Hawks break the press. The floater's off the mark. Saved by Hill to Addison on the run. The cadets. The floater, a lob pass, not off the mark. Hawks to the other end. Reverse layup, and it goes. Johnson gets the Hawks on the board. It's 4-2. Cadets, 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. And the end action, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for us to get our breath going up as quick as they're going up and down the floor.
And I'm real interested to see how deep Coach Hill and the cadets go as far as player personnel. Because if you look at the minutes of the Hawks, they only really have a 6.5-man rotation.
Yep.
Hill, great dribble drive, unable to finish the layup. Sean Powell with the cadet all over him. Mason Johnson, the dribble drive, leans in, off the mark, offensive rebound, up and in. Keith Mazinga with the follow-up. Keith averages 7.3 points a game and 6 rebounds per game.
Urbana doing a nice job answering that intensity in the first 3 minutes. Now things should be able to settle down. It's going to be hard for Frederick to play with that defensive intensity we saw in the first 2 minutes for the whole basketball game.
Right, and they'll turn it up and they'll sub people. Almonte got tripped there. And the foul goes to Mason Johnson, his first, team's first. 5:06 to play here in the first quarter, and we're tied 4-4. Interesting matchup here.
Yeah.
The 6'4" Keith Mazinga defending the point guard 5'9" Amonte Hill Jr. Good box out there by Mason Jones. Mazinga with the defensive rebound. Oh! Addison tries to come up and get the theft. Just tips out of bounds, stays Hawks ball.
Urbana fundamentally sound on all the little things, boxing out, doing the things that they needed to do to keep this Frederick team at bay for the first couple minutes on the offensive end.
Yeah. Clearly, the Cadets are a bit more athletic at most of the positions here. Sean Powell, turnaround jumper, a little forced off the mark. Addison clears, brings it in the front court behind the back. Deep three by Addison. Off the back iron. Mazinga, defensive rebound for the Hawks. Oriana into the front court, and again stolen. And two hands dunk. Osborne Ihana with the theft and the dunk. 6-4. Cadets with the lead. Oh, good backside help there. Osborne Ihana with the block shot. Skip past the Hill, ball fake, elbow jumper off the mark. Mazinga, another defensive rebound. Trapped, he gets it out of the pressure. Powell's into the front court, takes it on Amante Hill, who's clean still to the other end. 3.5 to play first quarter.
Going by very quick, man. Back and forth the whole way. Frederick's defense is very active. Their hands are very active. They're very quick.
JJ breaks them down and gets to the hole, lays it in. 8-4 Cadets with the early 4-point lead. 3:10 to play here in the first quarter. As the fans continue to pile into this early 6 p.m. tip-off. Oriana out front being defended by Palmer. Skips to Powell's a deep three. Up high and falls in.
So we talked about that earlier. They get a couple of them, that'll keep them in the basketball game. J.J. Addison's taken 2 or 3 long-range shots, and I really don't like his form, but he can get to the basket anytime he wants.
Yeah, Powell's, that was a contested 3-point shot. Hit high, bounced off the rim, friendly bounce. 8-7 Cadets, 2:30 to play in the first quarter. Good post move. Sean Powell comes from the backside to swat it away. Remains Cadets ball, 5 on the shot clock.
We'll do a little lob here to J.J. Addison right here if they can get it. They still have a guy coming down to screen that.
Mazinga on top of Hill. That's got blocked. I didn't hear a horn.
Yeah,
That's my bad ear maybe, but great defense by the Hawks.
Well, it's loud in here,
yeah.
So it's hard to hear that horn. Both sides are completely, about 90% full, both sides.
Sean Powell's bringing it up against Amante Hill into the front court. Gets by him on the initial reach. And then offensive foul against Sean Powell. Taken by number 23, Osborne Ihana. Having a great start to the game. Blocking shots. And we have a quick timeout by Coach Hill. It's a 30-second timeout. What do you think Coach Hill saw there that he wants to chat about here quickly?
I just think he wants to calm his kids down a little bit because to keep that intensity going like they're going, and then a couple of them got a little frustrated and then didn't hit the boards, and 1 or 2 guys that I noticed just kind of stood there watching on D. So that's what I would just say, just little reminders. I wouldn't really be upset, but he's going to come out of here and run a set, I would think, at getting J.J. Addison to the
Yep.
rim. I haven't seen Frederick that much, but that's what I think they're doing.
Yeah, and early on you can see Addison's athletic ability and his quickness, his length, can get to the rim. That's just a tough matchup for Tristan Thompson of the Hawks, who has that. Into the game for the Hawks, number 22, Andrew Paschke enters, and they do look for Addison. Gets it at the circle at midline, and they tried to break him down. 15-foot jump shot off the mark, and then foul.
They put 2 defenders, man, spying him, so he couldn't break down and get there, and he had to settle for that jump shot.
Yep.
I would just like to see him kick it and then try to get back and then go reset again.
maybe ball reversal, because they are clearly getting the help defense leaning towards Addison here early. A minute 50 to play here in the first quarter. Again, quickly to the front court. Three-point shot. Mazinga finds home. And we talked about the Hawks living and dying by the three-point shot. They've made 2 so far. It's now 10-8 Hawks with a 2-point lead. 1:30 to play here in the first quarter. Hill out front, working, step back, 3-point, and it goes. And Mazinga gets the foul. Wow, big play.
Yeah, set him up, little crossover, step back. He doesn't shoot that much. He gets like almost 8 assists a game, or just over 7 assists a game. But he gets 11. What's he averaging? 11 points.
Averages 12 points, 7 assists. He certainly can score. This stat really stuck out to me. In their last game against Thomas Johnson, Monte Hill scored 31. Addison 28. They scored 70 as a team. So the foul shot's off the mark. Cleared by Tristan Thompson. Tristan is a St. Mary's College of Maryland commit for next season, next school year. High ball screen. Another high ball screen, and that one's got to go illegal against Paschke. His first, team's 4th of the first quarter.
If Urbana can't get in transition, Frederick's defense half court is locked down.
Yep, they're locked down in that. Hill into the front court. Into the game now, Davon Dorsey for the Cadets. Shot off the mark, cleared by the Hawks. Orella into the front court, Mazinga on the wing. Dribble drive, gets past, but then off the mark, Addison. Defensive rebound on the run to the other end. Monte Hill, the pull-up jumper just inside the arc. Cleared by Oriana, and then got to have a blocking foul. Go against Tyrico Morgan. Back into the game for the Hawks, number 23, Mason Johnson, and first time entering, Moses Aduko. 5'10" sophomore, averages 4 points a game. Mason, 6'4" senior, averages 6.6 points per game.
And Monte Hill rushing a couple shots down on the Frederick end for the Cadets.
Oh, great spin, just off the mark, battling for the boards. Mazinga comes up with it, finds Johnson, who gets a 3 look off the mark. Gathered in by the Cadets. Jeremiah Burke quickly to the other end. Feed back to Addison. The floater goes at the buzzer. And it looks like it's going to stand. So at the end of one quarter, it's Frederick Cadets 13, the Urbana Hawks 10. You're listening to high school basketball on 1450 AM WTHU. Stay with us for the second quarter.
Years with quality service at a fair price. Brownies Auto Repair employs only ASE certified technicians. Brownies is one of only 33 shops in the state of Maryland designated as an ASE Blue Seal of Excellence repair facility. They want to help you maintain your vehicle in a manner that keeps it trouble-free and fun to drive. Stop by today. Brownies Auto Repair, located on Frederick Street in Walkersville, a proud sponsor of Walkersville High School Athletics.
And we're back here at Urbana High School. The Cadets lead 13-10. Come into the Hawks' nest. Tough environment to come into, but these Cadets are battle tested. A lot of these young men played on last year's state championship team, so they have that championship mentality.
Yeah, they've been in this environment before, but I tell you what, if Addison would make up his mind to go to the bucket every time, I don't think anybody can stop him. I know he likes to shoot that three, but I'd be like, man, just make him stop and just go there all night.
So we have a number 21 into the game for the Cadets who's not on my roster. So I apologize, we can't identify that young man. I'll try to get something at halftime. JDA Addison against Mazinga. Drive, Mazinga, oh! Mazinga with the block, but it looks like they're gonna call him for the foul. If that's his second personal here early in the second quarter. Addison to the line to shoot 2 for the Cadets. First one finds home.
That's going to loom large, especially if they only go 6-7 deep, and he's got 2 fouls. Now you go, okay, I got to bring him out of there, or you're going to risk having 3 fouls before the half.
And Keith is an important part of that Hawks lineup, averages 7 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. Addison's second shot also finds home, 15-10 Cadets. Now they show a 1-2-2 full court press. Long skip pass. Moses Aduko, and now it's a 2-3 zone, an extended zone by the Cadets, where they're out to challenge the three-point shooters. The Hawks passing it around, got 7 on the shot clock. 5, a long 3 off the front iron, cleared by Jeremiah Burke of the Cadets. Addison in the front court, dribble drive, kicks back to Monte Hill, they set up. Hill with a left-handed drive, and the ball is tipped away. Out front, the Hawks. Number 10, Tristan Thompson with the lay-in, 15-12. Cadets 3-point lead, 6:40 to play here in the second quarter.
Frederick's got to be patient, get a good look down here. Been driving in. Urbana's been real quick with their hands and been able to defend nicely.
Got 8 on the shot clock. I set up the high screen for Hill. 3-point shot finds home. Elijah Palmer. But as the shot clock was winding down, 18-12 Cadets.
But the key there, patience.
And Amonte Hill drew the defense to him, and a nice assist. The drive and the foul, Mazinga.
They kind of put us in a bad spot where the C, if you're no refereeing, he's in the C spot, the center spot. He stands right in front of us. So when we're down here on the Urbana end, the offensive, we got to kind of dip around everybody to see what the heck's going on.
Yeah, well, that foul goes to Jeremiah Burke of the Cadets, his second personal, first team in the second quarter. Mazinga's first foul shot off the mark, second one flies home. Sean Powell checks back into the game, and Mazinga will sit down with his 2 personal fouls. Cadets by 5, 18-13, 5:55 to play in the second quarter. Number 12, Brandon Dykes back in for the Cadets. Addison drive again, slapped at, missed. Ball kept alive. Addison again, and this time he finds it through the contact, 20-13.
He's tough slashing the rim for sure.
20 on the shot clock. Hawks call out a play. Cadets are back to their half-court man-to-man defense after that one possession of zone. Got 9 on the shot clock. No space by the Cadets. Tristan Thompson, the spinning layup attempt off the mark. Cadets battle for the rebound and tip it out of bounds.
Urbana on the offensive end has to work extremely hard to get any look they can get. And Tristan Thompson, he's savvy getting to the bucket, but he's got to have space to operate. But Frederick closes so quickly.
Tristan using that 6'5" length to battle inside, try to get that layup. That shot blocked Osborne, Johanna. Cadets quickly to the other end. Palmer feeds inside to Johanna, and they're going to have a traveling violation as the ball was knocked loose. And we have a timeout. Hawks. Hawks will use a 30-second timeout. Quickly thanking our game sponsors, American Legion Post 168 here in Thurmont, Brownie's Auto Care, Center of Life Chiropractic, Cousins Ace Hardware, Hawkins Landscaping, and Thurmont's Country Kitchen. Thanks for sponsoring high school basketball on Cool Oldies, 1450 AM WTHU. Wow, the intensity of the Cadets, and they are playing deep. They're 9 players already into this game.
But playing that intensity on the defensive end, the way they're locking Urbana's shooters down, they're going to have to. But if they just show a little bit more patience when they need a bucket on the offensive end and just let the game come to them, when they can get in transition, go. But if it's not there and Urbana's set up, have patience, and they're going to get the look that they want.
Full court, man-to-man, just soft pressure. Interesting matchup. Oh, step back. Short, off the iron. Rebounded by the Cadets, Dykes. Ihana with the drive and creates the foul. That foul's going to go on Sean Powles, and that's his second personal foul. That's 2 starters with 2 personal fouls, 2 of their leading scorers.
You said an interesting matchup out here out in the front. Had the longer defender on the shorter guard.
Yeah.
But it made him fade, and he shot over the longer defender, and it was short off the rim. And if that's their game plan of where they're shooting 551 threes for the season, that's probably not a bad strategy.
Both foul shots go for Johanna, and it's 22-13. The Cadets open a 9-point lead with 4:20 to play here in the second quarter. Cut, and that pass is off the mark. Pulled in by J.J. Addison. Quickly to the other end. Cross dribble, gets to the rim. Johanna with the offensive rebound and the put back through contact. An 11-point lead for the Cadets. Quickly to this end. Tristan Thompson pulls it back, sets up the baseline drive, and the spin. Kicks to Oriana. Ooh, that's going to be another offensive foul. Mazinga and J.J. Addison standing in there, doing it on both ends of the court, and that's 3 personal fouls now on Mazinga. And the Urbana Hawks coaching staff do not respond. Mazinga stays in the game. They got to go right after him, right, Coach Burdett?
Oh, yeah. Time and place, you got to know. They got to do something.
And there it goes, and there it is. Great play call by Monte Hill to get the ball in the hands of whoever Mazinga was guarding. In this case, it was a Monte Hill Jr. and foul. Mazinga now 4 personal fouls.
You just got to let them go and get into halftime with 3 fouls and maybe sit like 3 minutes.
Hill's first foul shot off the mark. Sorry to talk over you, Brian. No. But the coaching staff's got to, as soon as that rang up 3, you got to get him out.
Yep.
I mean, he's a key component of your offense. Hill's second foul shot finds home, 25-13. Cadets full court pressure, really harassing the point guard, Aduko. Long 3, Mason Johnson is an air ball. Pulled in by Brandon Dykes to Addison, to Hill, to the rim, and a layup.
Yeah, Frederick's on fire.
27-13, Cadets in command, and no let up on the defensive pressure. Good drive there by Aduko, creates the foul. Looks like it's going to go on Brandon Dykes. That'll be his first personal, team's second of the quarter. Baseline out of bounds with a fresh 30 seconds are the Urbana Hawks. In Tristan Thompson, who leans into the contact. No foul. Addison quickly to the other end. Spin dribble stolen by Duco, but he can't control it. Out of bounds. Fresh shot clock to the Cadets. Sideline out of bounds.
Frederick's making Urbana play their game. They keep going like this. This thing's going to get away from them in a big, fast hurry.
Ben Amadada checks in for the Hawks. 5'11" sophomore, averages half a point per game, not very minutes, and he gets the Amante Hill assignment. And now he switches to a much taller player. High ball screen, Monte Hill left-handed comes off, skip pass Palmer, three-point shot, and Elijah Palmer again knocks down the three. 30-13. Cadets in charge. 2:25 to play here in the quarter. Boy, just no space for the Hawks to wind up. Piles looking for it. Mason Johnson, nope. 10 on the shot clock. Ball's tipped out of bounds. And they call it off of Piles. Goes over to the Cadets.
Yeah, I thought Frederick got a little piece of it there. It might have been blocked by his back, but it looked like Amani Hill got a piece of the ball to knock it out.
So Cadets walk the ball into the front court, set the high ball screen again. Hill breaking down the Hawks defense, hands off to Dykes. He shoots, foul on Piles. Sean Piles, that'll be his third personal. This game's got to get away from the Hawks before halftime, Coach Burdett.
Yeah, they've got a chance to be up 19 right here. Looking over the coaching staff at Urbana, they just don't have an answer for that defensive pressure. They're going to have to do it their own self on the defensive end. But with the people that aren't used to coming in and playing in a playoff atmosphere at that speed that Frederick has, it's a tall order to take.
Yeah, and as you know, we know you can't simulate the pressure that the Cadets are putting on the Hawks at the Hawks practice. You just don't have that type of athlete 10 deep to go after each other. So Dykes knocks down the foul shots, 32-13. Oriana drives, gets the feed, Johnson the floater. Cannot find home. Addison dribble drive, full court. Again, he leans in the pressure, tries to pick up another foul on Sean Piles. No call. Piles, with the floater. And then the contact. Sean Piles, great individual play to get that one to find home. Then the foul goes to Brandon Dykes, his second personal.
If Frederick, when they get in that transition and nothing's there, so then because Coach Hill was yelling for him to set something up. They can't hear him, but I can see him telling them on that patience. They're just not there in transition. They set it up. It's going to be tough for Urbana to stop them.
And Piles hits the foul shot, completes the three-point play, 32-16, and he'll quickly step out of the ball game with 3 personal fouls, and returning is Moses Aduko, the 5'10" sophomore, and we have a 30-second timeout. Coach Hill and the Cadets.
That's what I was going back to earlier. When that transition, they didn't have anything there. That's why he's telling his team to be smart, because they can really stretch this lead out more so, especially with the foul trouble that Urbana has. Take advantage of it in the first half with the 2 minutes or whatever that's left to go in this quarter. But that's where Frederick's got to be smarter. That's where Amani Hill, floor general, and says, look, we need to do something here, set something up, and run what the coach wants.
Yep. You know, and one thing that stuck out at me in talking about the three-point shots that Urbana Hawks really rely on, their offensive output throughout the season has ranged anywhere from 70-plus points to 40-plus points. This is getting to the range of 40-plus, but they're giving up far too many. They're going to have a three-point barrage in the second half to get back into this. Hawks down 32-16, 1:15 to play. Cadets with the ball. Monte Hill The nice floating pass. Dykes, and he draws the foul. Check that. Ihana on the low post.
That's what I was talking about with that patience there. Monty Hill was able to break him down. The defense slid over, help, backside, dump down into the low block, get a foul. Something good's going to happen.
And that is Mason Johnson's second personal foul. And he'll check out. And returning to the game is Andrew Pashku, 6'5" senior for the Urbana Hawks. And into the game for the Cadets to give Monte Hill a break is number 21. Ball's loose after the missed foul shot, and it's a held ball, alternating possession, goes to the Hawks.
This goes to 50-50 balls. More hustle, 2 Frederick players on the floor before an Urbana player gets down on the floor. Those little intangibles over the course of 4 quarters adds up quickly.
So full court man-to-man pressure now by the Cadets. Diego Oriana against Elijah Palmer. Thompson to Aduko. Aduko loses his footing. Dykes into the front court, spins, loses the ball. Over to the Hawks. And they bring Sean Powles back into the game. Try to get a shot up probably here. 47 seconds to play in the quarter.
Yep, offensive end.
And there's the foul. It would be the 4th team foul on the Cadets. And that's the 3rd on Brandon Dykes. And quickly substitute Jeremiah Burke with 2 personal fouls returns to the game, and Monte Hill also returns. Moses Aduko inbounds, Sean Powles. Fresh shot clock. Step back 3, Powles off the back iron. Woo! Way up in the air, Jeremiah Burke, the defensive rebound. 22 on the shot clock, 24 on the game clock. The little floater in the lane finds home, Monte Hill. 14 seconds. Ball's batted away. Hill to Addison. Blocked by Powles. Oriana, half-court shot at the buzzer. Off the mark. And we're at halftime here at Urbana. The score, the visiting Frederick Cadets, impressive 35 over the Urbana Hawks 16. We're going to take a quick break, come back to talk about what we just watched and get ready for the second half. Stay with us.
Locally owned and operated for over 50 years. Winner 9 years in a row for the best of the best in Frederick County. Let our professionally trained staff of certified landscapers transform your yard from a dream to reality. Hawkins Landscaping specializes in elegant and inviting outdoor environments. If you're looking to create, upgrade, or revitalize your outdoor space, call Hawkins Landscaping today at 301-898-3615. That's 301-898-3615. Hawkins Landscaping. When you deserve the best, get the best. Cool Oldies 1450 THU is the leader in high school sports broadcasting. Since 2008, we have broadcast more high school sporting events than any radio station in the 4-state area. Football, basketball, baseball, and softball. Regular season playoffs and state championships from Southern PA to Brunswick, the Western Mountains of Maryland to the Eastern Shore. Cool Oldies 1450 THU is #1 in high school sports broadcasting.
You have a list of things. None of those things say wander around a warehouse looking for somebody to help you, or walk out not knowing if you got exactly what you need. Nope, you have a list of things, and Ace has them, from the brands you trust. We also have people who ask the right questions to make sure you get everything you need. Because at Ace, we have our own list, and great service is at the top.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Head over to Cousins Ace Hardware today. Located on North Church Street in Thurmont, Cousins Ace Hardware is a proud sponsor of high school athletics on the radio.
Hey, we're back here. We're at halftime. The visiting Frederick Cadets, impressive first half of basketball, offensively and defensively, are up 35-16. And if you just look at the numbers, that second quarter was a 22-6 quarter for the Cadets.
Yeah, and a lot of that was in their transition and getting to the rim and then getting the free throw line. And then when it wasn't there, Coach Hill on some great timeouts, getting us set in, getting his point guard, Amani Hill Jr., to dribble penetrate, pitch to the block, and get easy look for Addison down underneath. But on the defensive end that the Cadets are playing Urbana, they just can't get in any set. They're always uncomfortable. And you talked about how can you match that in practice, and you really can't. The only thing you can do, and I've done it and you've probably done it, is I went 5-on-7. And that way it would just be a little hectic, but at the level they're playing out and locking down their man, and even when Urbana's trying to set a screen, they're getting over top of the screen, and they don't even have to hedge. Whoever's guarding the screener doesn't have to hedge out, doesn't need to give them any help, so they're just able to get over it, and it's causing Urbana fits. Now, they did hit 2 3-pointers, but I think they only shot like 5.
And they were even challenged.
Yeah, and so they just can't get it off. And then when they did pump fake, they were able to, Frederick stepped in and took the charge.
Yep, the help side defense picked up 2 charges. And not only the score differential is going to be big to overcome, but the Hawks have set themselves up for a big challenge with fouls. 2 of their key starters, Keith Mazinga has 4 personal fouls. Sean Powles has 3 personal fouls. So they can't really even play defense at the level they'll need to challenge the Cadets to get back into the game. So this is a monster of a mountain that the Hawks have to overcome in this second half. And I'll tell you what, Coach Hill and his staff have their team playing at a high level, reminding me of last year's state championship team. With their defensive ability, their athleticism, the way they attack the rim. And then you got Elijah Palmer hiding in the corner, knocking down 2 threes himself, and Amante Hill a 3-point field goal himself. So tough to defend when they're shooting that well.
Well, when you get your kids on your team to play with that intensity on the defensive level, some kids will just do that for you. 2 or 3. But to have every single guy that's coming in playing that hard.
9 of them.
And I was watching Frederick's bench, and their assistant coaches are out there down in a defensive stance off the chair, like they're playing defense on the court with them.
And I apologize, I don't know his name, but there is an assistant coach that looks like he's the defensive coach, because he is calling out defenses, and he is into this game as energetic as his players are. So before we take a couple-minute break here to get our breath, over at Middletown, it's Middletown High School over Walkersville High School in the boys semifinal game there, 31-18 at the half. So Middletown in control over there, with the Cadets in control here in Urbana. We're going to take a couple-minute break, be back for the second half. Stay with us. You're listening to high school basketball. Cool Oldies, 14 a.m. WTHU.
Here's the Cool Oldies 1450 AM forecast. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, then a chance of showers. Lows down to 47 degrees. Chance of rain overnight is 40%. That will increase to 100% on tomorrow with showers and breezy skies as well. A high of 63, chance of rain 100%. Lows down to 41, still with a 70% chance of showers by Wednesday night. From the Cool Oldies 1450 AM Weather Center, I'm Lamont Haynes.
Here's your local news for the Cool Oldies 1450 listening area. There's been an update to yesterday's story about a pedestrian that was struck by a tractor in Woodsboro. There was no pedestrian. The injured medevaced individual was the tractor driver himself. The international tractor was struck by a Honda Accord on Sunday, causing the driver of the tractor to be thrown out of the vehicle. In other news, well, it's happened again. For the umpteenth time, the historic Roddy Road covered bridge southern portal near Thurmont was struck and damaged. The bridge was not damaged, but was closed through last weekend until repairs could be completed on the portal. The portal was erected several years ago after a rampaging box truck in 2016 tore the bridge to pieces and carried parts of the bridge up northbound Route 15 with police in hot pursuit. That incident prompted officials to erect height warning portals at both the north and south entrances to the landmark Roddy Creek covered bridge. The bridge is now open to traffic. Keep it tuned right here for late-breaking news, weather, and traffic on Cool Oldies 1450 THU.
Good afternoon. This is Julio Flores. Tom Wilson had a Gordie Howe hat trick as the Washington Capitals defeated the Ottawa Senators 5-4 at Capital One Arena. Wilson fought Brady Tkachuk in the first period, scored in the second period, and had an assist in the third period. Pierre-Luc Dubois chipped in a goal and assist, and Dylan Strom was the only player to find the back of the net in the shootout. The Caps snapped their three-game losing streak and improved to 39-14-8. They lead the Eastern Conference with 84 points. Washington visits the New York Rangers tomorrow. Charlie Morton was sharp in his second straight training start as the Orioles tied the Boston Red Sox 6-6 at Ed Smith Stadium. Baltimore starting pitcher tossed two scoreless innings, allowed one hit, walked one, and struck out one. Adley Rutzman chipped in with a solo home run, and all-star closer Felix Bautista made his first appearance since 2023, tossing a scoreless frame with two strikeouts. He is coming back.
Fox News, I'm Sue Guzman. President Trump's new tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China are now in place. 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico kicking in at midnight. And the U.S. also imposing an additional 10% tariff on imports from China. China responding with a up to 15% tariff on U.S. meats and agricultural products. And Canada is imposing a reciprocal tariff of 25%. U.S. pausing all military aid to Ukraine after Friday's Oval Office shouting match with Ukraine's President Zelensky. Vice President J.D. Vance telling Fox's Hannity the U.S. can't keep funding wars for years.
We need to bring this thing to a peaceful settlement. The president was trying to do that. He'll continue to try to do that, but you've got to have two to tango. You've got to have a negotiating partner.
The Vatican says the Pope had a quiet night after two breathing scares Monday. He's expected to undergo two bronchoscopies. America's listening to Fox News.
Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we're back here at Urbana High School, ready to start the third quarter. Cadets with possession of the ball in the alternating possession to get us started. 35-16. Cadets in control. Hawks in foul trouble. No Mazinga to start the second half. He's being replaced by Duco. Mazinga has 4 fouls. Sean Powell is on the floor with his 3 personal fouls. Addison 3-point shot off the mark. And if you're the Hawks, that's the win right there. If you get Addison to take a long jump shot. Ooh, big screen up top. Mason Johnson finds a little space, but does not take the 3-point shot. Duco with the drive and the foul.
Yep, Urbana immediately attacking that heart of that Frederick defense, but you're right on the Frederick offensive end when Addison takes a shot. I'd let him take it all night.
Yep, and that's Brandon Dykes picks up his 4th personal foul. So Monte Hill Sr. sends in Jeremiah Burke to replace Dykes.
We're 40 seconds in, and Coach Hill makes a sub already.
Well, he had to. That's his 4th person.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. Foul shots both off the mark. Score remains 35-16.
It is like a train station over there with him. He gets everybody in.
Oh, and that coaching staff is on top of it. Into the front court, Elijah Palmer on the right wing feeds Addison to Burke, up top to Hill. High screen set by Ihana. Ball's tipped out of bounds, stays with the Cadets, 11 on the shot clock.
Urbana looks focused. Let's see if they can make a little 5-6-0 run here and make Coach Hill call a timeout.
Inbounds, Hill to Burke, to Palmer. Ihana. And the shot clock expired.
It's so noisy in here, you can't hear it, and everybody's yelling. Even the fans are yelling it expired because they can see the 0, but you can't hear it in here.
Johnson inbounds to Aduko into the front court. Aduko looking to drive again, loses control of the dribble. Another turnover.
He had him, though. He just bounced, unlucky break, bounced off his leg, but he had him on his hip pocket.
Yeah, I think that's a matchup, Aduko on Burke, that Aduko can take advantage of. Addison comes to set the high ball screen. They fake it. Hill to Burke in the corner. 3-point shot off the mark. Aduko, defensive rebound, and he clears. Pitches back to Oriana. Oriana, a 3-point opening, and off the mark. Defensive rebound, Addison. Tries to kick it off an Urbana player, glances off their leg, but rolls right to Monte Hill, who comes in the front court, 20 on the shot clock. They call Addison's number. Great play by Diego Oriana on the help defense with the clean steal. Piles to Tristan Thompson, earns the foul.
Yeah, everything's a struggle for Urbana because Frederick recovers so quick, but Urbana's done a great job of getting Frederick out of their offense. They haven't scored a bucket here. The good thing for Urbana now, they're going to the free throw line. They can't miss these. And they do.
0 for 3
and
to start the half.
And they're getting Frederick in foul trouble, but these are free points they have to have with the clock stopped to help get back in this game.
And that foul shot off the mark. They jump for the ball, a held possession, and it stays with the Hawks. Fresh shot clock, 27 seconds. Yeah, that's 4 straight missed foul shots by the Hawks. They got to make those. They're too good a shooting team.
Yeah, it's just a mental thing, too, because it is 30-25. It looks a little better.
Sean Powell's the 3-point shot off the mark. Cleared by Addison, hands it to Hill. Hill into the front court. Hill up top, off the pass from Palmer. Palmer the dribble drive, the floater off the mark. Sean Powell's defensive rebound clears to Aduko. Great move at midcourt, and the drive, and the ball is altered. No?
Hit the wire.
Yeah, but wasn't it blocked?
Yes,
it was not blocked.
No, he didn't hit it. Went up, hit the wire.
So another turnover for the Hawks.
If he would have just gathered there, he had everybody on his hip pocket. He just got under control underneath the basket and threw it up.
Hill quickly the other end, almost out of control. Sean Powell tips it out of bounds, 24 on the shot clock.
We're 3 minutes scoreless here.
Yeah, we're almost 3 minutes in with no score.
Yeah.
Either team.
this is where Urbana could have chipped away at that thing, going at 5-6-0 run.
No, this got to be, and Piles picks up his 4th foul.
It's good D there, though. Had position on him, chest bump.
Says
physical
3rd.
game.
My bad. I had him for 3 already. They say, and it's only 3 now, so Sean Piles picks up his 3rd, team's 1st. Hill into the front court, fresh 30. Addison up top, breaking down Sean Piles. And a layup.
He can do that all night.
Well, number one, it's hard enough for Sean Piles to defend him with no fouls. Now with 3 fouls, he can't really even challenge him. Oriana up top, helped by the Cadets. Oduko, Johnson, dribble drive, high off the glass. Tristan Thompson, great individual effort. Offensive rebound and the putback. 37-18.
Tristan Thompson, I can see why he's going to St. Mary's. He can hang with them, and he can play. He's a good ball player.
Yep, nice athlete, good size. 4:20 to play here. Oh, good step through by Addison, just can't find home. Aduko to the front court, Tristan Thompson again, and the transition layup good. It's 37-20. Cadets with a 17-point lead. 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Call out the play. It's a spread set. High ball screen for Hill. The Hawks switch up top. Burke the dribble drive and the finish. Beautiful right-handed move by Jeremiah Burke. We just have a whistle. The ball rolls away. 39-20. 3:48 to play in the 3rd quarter. And the Hawks look gassed.
Yeah. It's time to shoot.
Referee timeout.
They got to fight so hard to claw back in. They've done a nice job coming out in this 2nd half, but it's just a lot to overcome.
Aduko into the front court, breaks down Burke, fade away, and it goes. Beautiful shot. Moses Aduko.
He gathered himself that time. He does that. He's tough. He's a very good ball player. He can nip back at this lead.
Pass tipped by the Hawks. Stay with the Cadets. 20 on the shot clock. Mason Johnson sits down. Into the game for the Hawks, Andrew Paschke. Ball's inbounded to Addison. And Monte Hill sets a high screen. And again, Addison with the contact.
He can slice through 3 and 4 defenders, get into the lane. Why he would shoot a jump shot is beyond me.
Yeah, why settle for a shot? It's easier. Maybe he needs a little rest, but 41-22. JJ looks to finish the 3-point play. The foul shot off the mark, cleared by Tristan Thompson of the Hawks. Thompson in the front court, Piles on the right wing. Good cut by Oriana. Oh! Oriana and can't finish the layup. Addison quickly to the front court, settles it back. And Monte Hill up top. They're just running this spread offense with a high ball screen, Brian, really challenging the Hawks to get out there and defend the perimeter. Addison again, the step through. Looked like a walk to me, not called. Offensive rebound and put back. Osborne Ihana averages 6 rebounds a game. I know he's there by now. Tristan Thompson draws the foul in the transition layup. Ihana picks it up. That'll be his 2nd personal.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson's the one that's kind of carrying him here this quarter.
And into the game, Keith Mazinga with his 4 personal fouls. Number 1, Tarico Morgan subs in for the Cadets.
Well, the Hawks have kept it even, still 19.
Yep.
But they got to hit these free throws. They can't go 0 for 5 here in the 2nd half.
And Tristan misses the foul shot. Burke, defensive rebound to Addison. Addison walks it up. Coach Monte Hill calls 4, which is 4 corners. And then a high ball screen. Addison breaking down Tristan Thompson. Hands off to Burke. Burke the drive, and it goes. Friendly bounce as it bounces off the back of the rim and in. 45-24. Cadets with the lead. Sean Powell's in the lane. High jump shot off the mark. Ihana, defensive rebound. Hill walks it into the front court. Sean Powell tries to come up and sneak in behind him. They get the ball to the baseline.
Foul.
Ihana goes up. Foul by the Hawks, number 22. Paschke picks up his 3rd personal.
Even when it looks like Urbana's going to get a clean look at the bucket, Frederick just is able to extend and hang and go over it and challenge the shot every time. So nothing's easy on their end. The only person that's made it look easy on that end is Tristan Thompson.
Yep. And most of those are on transition opportunities. So that foul shot does not find home for Ihana. 2nd shot. Also off the mark. Thompson clears for the Hawks. Ahead to Mazinga, who's sleeping in the corner. 3-point shot short. Tristan Thompson goes for the steal. Goes to Piles. He picks it up. Oriana the drive. The challenge, and J.J. Addison comes out with it.
Just everything's challenged. It's so difficult. It's clear for a second, a half a second at that.
We're under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Cadets maintaining a 21-point lead. 10 on the shot clock. Addison the drive. It spins on the top of the rim, falls off. Ihana, the offensive rebound and putback. 24-47. Cadets. Mazinga, Johnson, Thompson. Thompson on the drive, and he'll pick up the foul on the defending Addison.
Yeah, on the offensive end, I know I keep saying it, he's real. They just got to look to him because he can get a look, and everybody else is just struggling to get a look right now. And it's going to have to be off of defense or something really easy. But Tristan Thompson struggles from the line. Another missed free throw, which is 6. And then you go psychological. It would be 47-30, which you go, okay, you kind of see that 10, but when you're down like 20, there you go, finally hit 1.
Yep, Tristan hits the 2nd foul shot. It's 47-25. Cadets in the lead. Shot clock just 2 seconds ahead of the game clock. So the Cadets look to dribble it out and take the last 2nd shot. The Hawks double team, kick it to Burke. Kicks to Morgan, up top to Hill. 7 on the shot clock as he tries to break down Sean Piles. He drives and then earns the foul. Mason Johnson on the arm.
Very frustrated for the Urbana Hawk kids. They're frustrated on every little thing. I mean, they're playing their hearts out, and then to come in and playoff game and have this kind of, meet this juggernaut of a Frederick team here tonight.
Amante hits the first foul shot into the game for the Cadets. Number 4, Davon Dorsey returns, and number 11, Cameron O'Connell, makes the first appearance. So Coach Hill getting a lot of players in, taking the opportunity with this comfortable lead. At the buzzer, the half-court shot off the mark, and at the end of 3 quarters, it's the Urbana Hawks trailing the Frederick Cadets by the score of 49-25. The Cadets with an impressive performance. Stay with us. We'll be back for the 4th quarter.
local American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont is amazing. Not only do they support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events. And be sure to say thank you for supporting our local community. And don't you forget to say thank you every time you see them for their selfless sacrifice in military service to our country. Thanks, American Legion Post 168. We salute you.
And we're back at the Hawks Nest. Urbana versus Frederick Cadets in the region semifinal, and the Cadets in command, 49-25 as we start the fourth quarter. Monte Hill into the front court. Cameron O'Connell. They call out the play. J.J. Addison right in front of us. Spins, gets to the rim, the little pull-up jump shot, the baseline off the mark. Tristan Thompson comes away with the defensive end. Quickly the other end, ball tipped away by the Cadets, and then we get a foul from behind, and that's got to go against number 4, Davon Dorsey.
The smart on Monte Hill giving a bunch of people a rest, because come playoff time, you know, it's every other night. So you only get one night off.
And it doesn't get any easier.
No.
The winner goes to Northwest, the top seed in the region, for a Thursday night matchup. The dribble drive, and they call the foul in the act of shooting. So Sean Piles will go to the line. The foul goes to Monte Hill, his first foul of the evening. Team's second in the quarter, and another missed foul shot. It's like a team thing right now, Coach Burdett.
Yeah. You would think that they can shoot the three like they do, that shouldn't be a big deal, because then you know you got good shooters. And their form's nice.
Yep. And Sean knocks home the second shot. Urbana with a zone trap. Addison over top. Quickly to the corner. Boom! Cameron O'Connell off the bench to bury a three. And the Cadets crowd goes wild. Sean Piles finds an opening. He gets fouled in the act of shooting three. Foul goes to Tarico Morgan, his second personal. And Sean Piles will go to the line to shoot three. Over in Middletown, middle of the fourth quarter, it's Middletown 52, Walkersville 34. So it looks like the Knights have that game in control, just like the Cadets have this one in control.
Yeah, there's really, they only have Addison out there, I believe, and Monte Hill. You would think about getting them out soon. You know, there's still some time left, but I'd try to get them out there here as we go down the stretch here.
So Piles missed that. Defensive rebound, Ahana. We've got a held ball. Stays with the Hawks. Baseline out of bounds, under their own basket. Got Mazinga in the corner. Three-point shot off the mark. Addison, the defensive rebound to Hill. Walks it up into the front court. 52-28, 6:45 to play in the ball game. Addison the spin, the kick. Hill the penetration in the corner. Three-point shot off the mark. Cleared by Sean Piles. Quickly to the other end, Oriana, a three-point shot off the mark. Ihana, the defensive rebound. Addison and Hill settles it down.
Everything's hurried for Urbana, it's just not falling, but Frederick's making them do that.
Yep, speeding up their game with the defensive pressure. So Coach Hill calls out motion. With 10 on the shot clock, it's in Addison's hands. He breaks down Tristan Thompson, gets to the rim, and the lay-in's good.
And he starts from half court and gets ahead of steam on. Be hard pressed to stand in front of him.
54 to 28. Then we have an offensive foul on the Hawks, off the ball. Turnover to the Cadets. That foul goes to Diego Oriana, his first personal. Actually, check that, second personal. Sean Powles comes up to pressure in Monte Hill. The left-hander handles it easily to Addison. Tristan Thompson tips it away. Sean Powell comes out of the Powell with it. Oriana, three-point shot off the mark. Down court to Addison, full head of steam before the shot on the floor. Foul, Tristan Thompson.
Smart heady play, man. The whistle was blown and the foul. And Tristan Thompson wasn't going to let him get that shot up so he could get to N1.
Tristan's gassed. I don't think he sat down much at all tonight.
No. But what I like to see out of him, they're going to call it on the floor. What I like to see out of him, when the loose ball was on the floor, he's the only one for Urbana got on the floor. A lot of pushing going in there now.
Yep, St. Mary's College is getting a good one in Tristan Thompson of the Hawks. So the Addison out here on the wing, Thompson defending. It's basically a one-on-one game, right, Coach? Come over to help, and O'Connell gets room off the mark. Thompson, the defensive rebound, and then he's pushed while he's airborne. So the foul's got to go on O'Connell.
Tristan
the Cadets.
Tristan Thompson's got some ups too. He was up there. He's giving everything he has, though. That's what you want to see.
Steph Goins into the game for the Hawks now. Monte Hill sits. Sean Powell's three-point shot off the mark. J.J. Addison, defensive rebound. Let's see how long he stays with Addison here. Oh, and Powell comes in from behind.
Yeah, something like that. It's just a little incidental contact like that. We're coming down, and then you got the regional final, you know, in 2 days. You don't want him to get hurt on something stupid.
Scratched his eye or anything when he reaches in like that. 54 to 28 to score, 4.5 to play here in the ball game. Cadets in control. Addison from half court beats the Hawks team layup, 56-28. Sean Powell's a long three off the mark, and we have a foul. O'Connell holding Mazinga.
Mazinga had those 4 fouls early. It's just hard for him to get in rhythm. Every time he goes up, he can't even be aggressive after the rebound, because then he knows he's going to be off the floor with 4 minutes left to go in a basketball game.
And that's the 5th team foul on the Cadets, so that sends Keith Mazinga to the line to shoot 2. Off the mark. Tariqa Morgan enters.
This is the only person he has in is Addison off the original 5, isn't it?
And number 23, Ihana.
Okay. That's right, yep.
Yep, the 2 forwards, if you want to call them that. And Addison kind of serving the role of point guard, but he passes it to Steph Goins into the front court. The Hawks look to trap. Cadets move the ball quickly to get out of the trap situation, and then they clear out for Addison.
And Steph Goins is a JV call-up.
Yep, in a region semifinal game. Great defensive play there. The Thompson, he blocks it, but Addison gets his own blocked shot and puts it in, 58-29. Cadets have doubled up the home team, Urbana Hawks. Defense wins championships, Coach Burdett. Sean Powell's a deep 3, a fadeaway 3, and it goes for him. And then we have a timeout by the Cadets, a full timeout.
Frederick plays defense like that, going down the stretch. they're going to be a tough out. And if Addison is a matchup nightmare, because he is 6'5", and when he can get ahead of steam and go down the lane like that, tough. So looking ahead, for them being the defending champs, state champs, they can make another run at it.
I'll tell you what, if I were the opposing coach, and the only way you can do this is you got to stay in the game with them, is you play a zone to try to limit that penetration, force them to make some three-point shots, which they did tonight. But they made 4, but Addison's going to the rim at will. They executing that high ball screen so well. They're just going to be a tough out. And like you said, with this kind of defensive pressure. Before we go too far, I want to thank our sponsors again: Thurmont Country Kitchen, Hawkins Landscaping, Cousins Ace Hardware, Center of Life Chiropractic, Brownie's Auto Care, and American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont. Thanks for sponsoring high school basketball on WTHU. And the buzzer sounds. We're back in Cadets ball.
Can't say enough about those sponsors. Reason why we can do this, and people back around the county can listen to the game.
Zone press. Addison walks the tightrope somehow, does not step out of bounds. Passes the ball ahead, but it tips off his teammate's hands out of bounds. Sean Powell's for the Hawks in the front court, defended by Goins. Powell's forces a three-pointer, doesn't hit anything. 58-32, 3:18 to play in this region semifinal matchup. The winner goes to the top seed. Well, I shouldn't assume, because the top seed, Northwest, is playing Thomas Johnson, and Coach Manley has Thomas Johnson playing really well. And Addison again to the rim for the layup, 60-32. The defensive pressure does not stop, even up 28. Oriana, the offensive move, can't go. Iana out front, and two-hand don't hurt yourself. I've seen that before. 62-32, Powell's the layup, altered by Addison, quickly to the other end. Iana looking to go again, and he's fouled in the act.
Yeah, that's where I go with Coach Hill, and you get him out, because now you get a little talking going back and forth. Get Addison out of the game. Just get your stars out of the game.
And it looks like Davon Dorsey is sitting at the table. I'm not sure he's coming in for. I'm going to assume it's Addison. And then we have number 2, Jameer Taylor, a freshman, coming in the ball game. And Jameer checks in for J.J. Addison, who gets a standing ovation, and rightly so. And even your Urbana Hawk fans ought to salute that man's effort tonight.
And then Nahana's going to be coming out here in a minute.
If he makes this foul shot, and he does not. Off the mark, Thompson clears for the Hawks. 2:30 to play here in the ball game, and that's a travel, and they're going to call a foul.
Yeah. Well, the foul caused the travel. I think they're just wanting the clock to go out here, because it's the running clock's 35 now, right? We're right on the cusp of that. In a playoff game.
Region semifinal game.
And once again, a missed free throw.
Well,
this
in the ball game, number 22, Andrew Paschke replaces Mason Johnson, who gets an ovation, and Ihana's out of the game. He gets an ovation from the Cadets fans. Thompson now will check out into the ball game. Miles Hamilton, and re-entering Ben Amada.
You said TJ earlier, Coach Manley. How great would that be if you have TJ Frederick in a regional final? It's standing room only.
Yep, at Frederick High School it would be. Let's see if we can find the score here. We only got a minute. Into the ball game, Timmy Helms checks in for the Cadets.
sophomore JV call-ups getting a lot of minutes here tonight, man.
And the drive by Jameer Taylor and the dish to Davon Dorsey. 64-33 Cadets. Both teams subs in everywhere. Crowd staying though to watch the game. Salute to the fans. And into the front court again, Steph Goins. Looks to break down the Hawks. Stolen into the front court. Long three-point shot off the rim. Nice offensive rebound. Miles Hamilton and traveling against the Hawks. Turns it over. More substitutes for the Cadets. Number 5, Tavion Frazier for the Hawks. Number 12, Hunter Hurley. Number 20, Cameron Johnson. Number 22, check that, 21, Jackson Hallington. Dribble drive, lost out of bounds, over to the Hawks.
Even though they're up 30 or down 30, still a lot of these kids getting in a game, in a playoff game, they'll remember it.
Yep, for the rest of their lives. The Hawks season will end with a record of 16-8. Cadets move on with a record of 15-9. Nice dish inside, layup can't go. Cadets quickly the other end. And Jameer Taylor scores. Hawks looking for space, a long three again. Another offensive rebound. Long three by number 20, Cameron Johnson, off the mark. The lead out to the rim, great block shot. 15 seconds to play, 66-33 Cadets. Solid performance tonight. Coach Cromer tells the Hawks just to hold the ball, and the Cadets are waving goodbye to the student section of the Urbana Hawks. Good friendly rivalry here, and that's the ball game. Region semifinal game. Cadets win 66-33. We'll take a quick break, come back for a recap. Stay with us. You're listening to high school basketball. Cool Oldies, 1450 AM WTHU.
Hawkins Landscaping, locally owned and operated for over 50 years. Winner 9 years in a row for the best of the best in Frederick County. Let our professionally trained staff of certified landscapers transform your yard from a dream to reality. Hawkins Landscaping specializes in elegant and inviting outdoor environments. If you're looking to create, upgrade, or revitalize your outdoor space, call Hawkins Landscaping today at 301-898-3615. That's 301-898-3615. Hawkins Landscaping. When you deserve the best, get the best. At Amber Hill Therapy Centers, our goal is to provide you with a customized treatment plan using advanced physical therapy and occupational therapy methods and technology. With offices conveniently located in Thurmont and throughout Frederick County, Amber Hill Therapy Centers specializes in sports injuries and sports rehab, back pain, post-surgical rehab, and more. We accept all major insurance plans. Amber Hill Therapy Centers treats patients of all ages who receive care from our highly skilled therapists and staff. For more information on Amber Hill Therapy Centers, check out our website at amberhillpt.com. Amber Hill Therapy Centers, where the patients come first.
Amber Hill Therapy Center is a proud sponsor of Frederick County High School athletics on the radio.
And we're back here at Urbana, and we just got the news that Thomas Johnson pulled off the upset. So we have a all Frederick County 4A West Region 1 matchup.
That'll be the hottest ticket in Frederick County for sure. And there's no love lost between those two schools.
Yeah,
so that'll be, get your ticket now because there won't be many left.
Wow. And, you know, and it goes to the higher seed. I would advocate that they move it to FCC, but I don't think they'll do that to get more fans into that game. But anyway, so recap tonight. What an impressive outing by the Frederick Cadets. Wow.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game started, and we both thought the game would be like it was. It's tough to beat somebody 3 times, and we thought that it wouldn't be close when we were talking pregame, just me and you before we got on the air.
Yep.
So not really a huge surprise, but hey man, hats off. Urbana had a great year. Frederick, give it to them. They're the defending champs. They're going to be a tough out. They play with that intensity. They're going to be tough to beat. But I tell you what, nobody knows them better than Coach Manley and TJ.
That's exactly right. And again, it's going to be a tough out. That defensive intensity is impressive by the Cadets. And they play so many players. They're deep. They didn't look, like I was saying, it looked like the Hawks were gassed.
Yeah.
It didn't look like looks like the Cadets could play another half of basketball.
Yeah, and that's probably how they practice in their style. And Urbana had to work so hard for everything, and they just couldn't get a clean look at all. I mean, they weathered the storm there, and I thought they were going to weather it, and then it was 4-4 after Frederick jumped out 4-0. And it looked like, okay, they were going to balance out, but Frederick just went to another level and just couldn't get a stop. But hey, going forward for Thursday night and TJ and Frederick, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a great game.
Trying to pick up a couple other scores, but just can't find any. Middletown defeated Walkersville 56-43 over at Middletown. So I'm going to take the assumption that Middletown will travel to Williamsport in the 2A West Region 1 championship. Linganore was hosting Westminster in the 3A West Region 1. If they would win that, then, you know, depends what happens with North Hagerstown and Tuscarora. North Hagerstown's been impressive all season. They've stumbled a little bit here late, but they are hosting Tuscarora in that other bracket. Down in the 1A, Brunswick was going to South Carroll, and they would face the winner of Liberty-Smithsburg if indeed the Railroaders can pull off the upset over in Carroll County. I don't have any of those scores. So before we sign off, let you know we will be packing up the truck and going to Smithsburg tomorrow night for the region championship. Catoctin travels to Smithsburg in the 1A West Region 2 championship, and that's a rematch. They played each other twice in the regular season. Each team came away with a win on the opposing team's court.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yep.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yep.
And it's gonna be loud, and that gym is very tight.
Yeah, it's about 5 rows of bleachers on each side, maybe 6. But anyway, so they're going to try to stuff us in the corner of the gym is what they told us, Brian. So we're looking forward to that. But anyway, if you can't make it up to Smithsburg tomorrow night, a 6 o'clock tip-off, we'll be here for you. So you're listening to high school basketball on Cool Oldies, 1450 AM, WTHU. Urbana victorious 66-33. I mean, Frederick Cadets victorious over the Urbana Hawks 66-33. Have a good night, all. Good night.
Don't worry, if you can't make it to the game or miss the broadcast, all of our high school